Hello, we've got a cracking game for you today on Tombspawn, and it was an EU custom, so EU host. And we've got stacked teams. We've got me, Babsy, Joker, Grief Legend, and later on Lips against Flood, Moj, Tyrone, and Luca. And we start round 23, and I'm griefing Luca. And I do get his Ether Shroud there. Now moving on to round 27. Once again I'm on Luca. And Luca has just lost a Dying Wish. I'm keeping the pressure on, but he does end up being just fine. Now round 28, and I'm in this little corner. Someone loses a Dying Wish there, I'm not too sure who. But that time I am sure it was Luca right behind me in that corner. I'm chasing him once again.
Bonus points, bonus fun.
And this time he goes down. Flood going in for the quick revive, but I managed to prevent that. And I do manage to bleed Luca out. Now we jump to round 30, Luca respawns. And I knock Flood so high here, actually flops on top of that pillar. Jumping 60 seconds ahead, it's the middle of Frozen. And I'm trying to get up these stairs, but Moj is griefing me. And that Amalgam ends up going for me. And I go down to 9 HP and have to Ether. Round 34 now, and I'm focusing on Flood. Or is he focusing on me? I'm not too sure. But I do lose track of him here, and so I have to change targets to Luca. And I get him down. However, Joker also goes down. I'm trying to follow Moj, but he cleverly turns around and starts meleeing me at the choke point, and I have to Ether. Everyone does get revived, so I'm still 4v4. And it is Weapon Carousel, it's just coming to an end. I'm focusing on Luca. However, someone should probably tell Luca that Weapon Carousel has ended, because he's still got his gun in his hand. And that will cost him an Ether Shroud here. Round 36, and yeah, my TV turned off. And so I had to quickly Ether, turn it back on. The end's around 36 and I'm meleeing the Shock Mimic to the point where it's frozen and I'm stuck in its grip. So I'm completely unable to move there for about 5 seconds. Round 38 now, and Joker has bled out and Grief Legend has left. So it's 2v4 at this point, me and Babsy against them 4. And I'm meleeing Moj in this corner as he comes out and trying to stick on him. And he does have to Ether there. Once again I'm on Moj. However, Flood joins the party. Moj gets grabbed there. He's getting very low. And he actually has to Ether there as he's going up to the armor table to get some more armor. We jump to round 40 now, and I'm trying to put some pressure on Moj. Luca is bled out, and Joker is currently down. I'm trying to go for the revive. However, Moj loses his Dying Wish behind me. I don't notice at the time. Trying to get this revive, but there's so many things on the floor that I fail and get pushed away by the shock mimic. I did get the revive, however. It's round 41. Lips has joined now, and Tyrone is down. Flood and Mojo coming in for the revive. I'm trying to stop them. Joker's down. I come in for the revive, but shock mimic has other plans. And the amalgam pushes me away. However, I'll loop back around to try and stop their revive and get our revive. And we do manage to bleed him out. So it is 4v2 right now, with just Moj and Flood remaining. And me and Babsy are putting pressure on Moj. He gets grabbed there. He's taken some damage. Does some nice jukes to get to the armor table, but I'm sticking on him. And Flood actually comes in with the Ether Shroud there to help out his bro. Next round, everyone spawns back in. However, Luca has gone down. I'm trying to get to his body over here. Flood's trying to get the revive, so is Tyrone. I'm preventing them. Tyrone's taking a lot of damage there. They Ether Shroud to come in, but Tyrone goes down. I kind of get stuck there, but managed to wiggle out. Jumping 20 seconds ahead, and Lips is down. I get the quick revive, and I'm trying to greet Flood as he gets to the armor table, and he is forced to Ether. Now a couple minutes ahead, and both Luca and Tyrone have bled out. Flood is kind of trapped there, but he just managed to make it out. Keeping the pressure up. He climbs his way out there. Now me and Babsy are once again focusing Moj. And Lips has to Ether, which helps me out, focus on Moj. Moj uses a stim. Babsy's blocking off the top, and he loses a dying wish and has to Ether. He gets his quick revive back. However, me, Babsy, Flood and Moj are all in this little corner with lots of amalgams. I'm trying to hold my Ether. And yeah, Moj is forced to Ether again there, so he's got no Ether Shrouds left. Next round now, and Joker is down, but he doesn't want to be revived. And I'm focusing on Mr. Flood. I've given up on Flood now. This is a minute later, and I'm instead trying to focus on Moj. Trying to cut him off at every angle. The zombie ambush challenge is coming up. Me and Babsy are battling on Moj on the stairs here. But he does squeeze past us. I find a self-revive on the floor, which is always nice. And now me and Lips are battling with Flood and Moj here. And we knock Flood down, and he does have to Ether. splits the ammo round, and I am looking to focus on Flood once again. He kind of gets inside my hitbox here, and so I can't get him away from the ammo, the armor table, sorry. There's 4 amalgams here, and I kind of wedge in between all of them, but he somehow manages to slide through them all. I block him from the armor table temporarily. However, Moj comes to help him out, and he does manage to get his armor back. Jumping about 4 minutes ahead, Lips and Joker are down for our team, and it's just Flood and Moj still for their team. I get the quick revive on Lips. However, he goes back down, but he's griefing Moj in the process, and Moj loses a dying wish and is forced to Hellstorm. Lips is getting very excited. I quickly rush over there as quick as I can. Got time to get the revive on Lips. And then as Moj comes out to Hellstorm, I grief him. He does have a quick revive though, or self-revive, so he uses that. And now we're jumping another 5 minutes ahead. And me and Babsy are putting the pressure on Flood. Flood gets grabbed there, and unfortunately, he goes down. Although this time he uses his self-revive, and so we're all back to normal here. It is a 3v2 as Joker left. Me and Moj battling on the stairs. I'm getting pretty low. Trying to stop him from buying armor, but that doesn't quite work. He does get grabbed. But we both make it out just fine. Now I'm on Mr. Flood. All 4 of us battling in this little corner. I'm trying to grief Moj here into these elites. However, Flood comes from behind me, griefs me, and so I'm forced to ether. However, I head right back into the action. Go and help out the lads upstairs. Everyone's up here now, so it's getting very hectic. But everyone does make it out alive. Now putting pressure on Flood once again. He drops down. I try to follow him, but I end up getting stuck amongst loads of elites, and I have to either going down to 48 HP there and no armor. Now I'm battling with Moj a little bit on the stairs, and he ends up going down. He must have been really low health. I throw a cheeky little shock charge there, which hits Flood. Babsy's right on top of him, and we do manage to bleed Moj out. So both of us are just focusing on Flood, as you'd expect. Flood's getting low here. We are wedging him in. Babsy coming in, and we do finish him off. GG.